everybody, we're in John chapter 4. John chapter 4, and we are looking at our next section, which begins in verse 46 through 54. And I believe last Wednesday, I think I gave some homework.
Oh, I was hoping you forget.
You hoping I forget? Teachers never forget.
My dog ate it.
Your dog ate it?
You just turned the paper in.
What's that?
You just gave us the papers today.
You don't need this paper though, right here. Yeah, you can just get yourself a little sheet of notebook paper. Yep. And the homework I gave you is dealing with this section of verse 46 through 54. Awesome. All right, everybody, bragging time moment. I want to brag on Ashlyn. Ashlyn, lift it up. Look at that. Yes. Great job. Proud of you for that. That's awesome. All right. John chapter 4. All right, so the homework assignment. You might even remember what the homework assignment specifically was.
Something about looking at the spiritual meaning behind the miracles.
Yes, excellent. Yes, spiritual meaning behind the miracles, because that is how John, throughout his gospel account, is referring to these signs as a miraculous event designed to teach a spiritual message, or designed to teach a heavenly message. All right? And so I want y'all to teach me now. Yes, it's time for the teacher to be taught. Yeah. And so share with me, what did you discover from the text as you were answering that question, the heavenly message behind the sign? Actually, you want to kick us off? Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but Jesus, his miracles, you don't have to be there. You have to believe in his word. You don't have to be there to, you just have to physically be there to touch somebody. Because you believing in him causes kind of.
Yes, exactly. So, what she's indicating is that power over time, or authority over time. In other words, Jesus does not have to be at a specific place in order to perform this miracle. He can be at a far distance, wherever he's at. And he would just say, your son lives, and the son is probably 17 to 20 miles in the next town. Well, guess what? Jesus says that your son's going to live. He's going to live. And so that's power and authority over time and space. I guess you might refer to it as that.
And the illness.
What's that?
And the illness.
Obviously over the illness. Yeah. And so he has authority over the illnesses, the diseases. Yeah. Authority, I guess, in the disease world, whatever it may be, whatever ailments, whatever illness it may be. And then also authority over time and space. All right. Anybody else want to share with what you discovered from the text? Ashley, if we keep going, keep going. Yeah.
I'll let somebody else.
But good job, by the way.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it?
I didn't read that one.
All right, well then.
Maybe there's a lesson behind the nobleman.
Behind the nobleman, okay.
Just ask him. He knows where his son is.
Yeah.
Did he expect Jesus to go there? He just is asking, and in faith, believing that Jesus is going to provide. However, so a certain amount of faith on his part.
Okay, I like you. Okay, a certain amount of faith on his part. Let's go ahead and look at let's read it. Let's read it all. Let's read the whole thing, and then I'm going to use what Greg said, a certain amount of faith, and transition that into our first question on the sheet. All right, so chapter 4, verse 46 through 54. Anybody want to read that? Go ahead, Lucas.
He came therefore again to Cana of Galilee, where he had made the water wine. And there was a certain royal official whose son was sick at Capernaum. When he heard that Jesus had come out of Judea into Galilee, he went to him and was requesting him to come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Jesus therefore said to him, unless you people see signs and wonders, you simply will not believe. The royal official said to him, sir, come down before my child dies. Jesus said to him, go your way, your son lives. The man believed the word that Jesus spoke to him, and he started off. And as he was now going down, his slaves met him, saying that his son was living. So he inquired of them the hour when he began to get better. They said therefore to him, yesterday at the 7th hour the fever left him. So the father knew that it was at that hour in which Jesus said to him, your son lives. And he himself believed, and his whole household. This is again a second sign that Jesus performed when he had come out of Judea into Galilee.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so this is the second miracle recorded at Cana. What was the first miracle?
Water bottle.
Water to wine. All right, so this is the second one. All right, so how this one takes place is that we have a royal official. All right, a royal official hears that Jesus is in town. We'll get into that a little bit in just a second, but I want to focus at first on this royal official, okay, or nobleman, however the version that you read from translates it. But that Greek word for royal derives from the noun word for king, So he is serving in a position perhaps under a king. I would suggest that he is most likely serving as a king in the court of Herod Antipas, who was the tetrarch of Galilee at the time. And so Herod was technically not a king, though he is sometimes called a king by the people. You can look at Matthew chapter 14, verse 9 for that. But now some have thought this incident is the same as Jesus healing the centurion servant. But however, obviously, I just gave you the answer there. That's not the case. Because even though there's a little bit of similarities there, this is a completely different miracle than the one that he performed over the centurion's servant. First off, this is a nobleman, not a centurion. Okay? Centurions were Gentiles, Greeks, Romans at the time. And obviously, this Roman official, if he's serving under Herod Antipas, he is most likely probably a Jew. Also, it was his son. And the centurion, it was his servant. So you see, there's a lot of differences, even though the message, though, are probably one and the same, that they probably correlate together. But this is two separate miraculous events, okay? All right, so on hearing that Jesus had come to Galilee from Judea, the royal official traveled from Capernaum to Cana, located Jesus, and was imploring him to come down and heal his son. Now, let me ask you this. Looking at the first question, and after having read the whole scenario, let's begin at the beginning, before he healed his son, all right? What kind of faith did the official have before Jesus healed his son?
He had to have it because he didn't question it at all. He just started off. He started going there to get his son fixed.
Get his son fixed? Okay.
Well, you know.
But he did question it, I feel like, because he wanted to know the time he had started to heal from his family.
Yeah.
And because that way he wanted to make sure that that's when it happened, when Jesus said it happened. So he did.
But he had to have a lot of
Yeah.
faith just to start down that way.
Well, it says, go ahead.
I think his faith was based, or the faith he had was based off of what he had heard.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The faith was based upon at least what he had heard, the
about
things that Jesus was doing. What he was doing. And what was Jesus doing?
Healing people.
Say it.
Healing people.
Healing people. He's performing signs
miracles.
and miracles. All right. So it's not necessarily that he has faith in the person Jesus right now, but he has faith in the power that Jesus was performing. Hence is why Jesus kind of rebuked him. Not necessarily him, even though some versions translate it that way, but it says you in the sense of plural. It's a second person plural. You all or you people.
It's not a rebuke.
Well, I see it as a rebuke, honestly. I see it as
Not to him, not to the man personally.
yeah, not to the man personally.
To generally.
Exactly,
Yeah.
second person plural, you.
Right.
So you people, you all. Yes.
Have to see it before you believe it.
Had to see it before you believe it. Because look at the contrast. Go back to chapter, well, we're in chapter 4. We're in chapter 4. Go to verse 41. Look at verse 41. And 42. When Jesus was in Samaria, and he started teaching the people, and after the Samaritan woman had told them all about the Messiah, look what it says, verse 41. And many more believed because of his power, his word, his word. And they said to the woman, it's no longer because of what you said that we believe, for we have heard for ourselves, and we know that this is indeed the Savior of the world. All right. So the things that he was teaching them, Jesus was very successful in Samaria. The people believed his teaching. They believed his word. But then now he comes down to Galilee, and yet people have heard about his power and everything, and it seems that they won't believe until they see the power and the signs. And Jesus gets a little bit frustrated at this time. But anyways, so yes, the kind of faith that he has before he healed the official son was more of, okay, I believe in the signs that you've done. I believe in hearing about your power that you've done. So it's necessarily not in the person Jesus, but in his power. And there's a difference. Now, the news of Jesus' power was a major topic. And it was easy to see how news of such power would spread quickly. It says that he heard about Jesus and the things that he was doing. And so news about his power began to spread quickly. And obviously, trying to understand such power, it's no brainer as to why the news was traveling very fast and very quick. And it's like that for us spiritually speaking. Spiritually, it is the same today. Those interested in Christ are those who know they are sick. That's why we come. I mean, people, outsiders, trying to look in, they kind of think and see us going to church as in people who are more holier than thou. You think you're better than us? Think you're more righteous than us? It's like, no, we go to church because we know we need Jesus. We know we need him. We're spiritually sick.
Think about Naaman. Why did he go to Elijah or to the?
Yeah.
Because he heard about the power of the prophet from the servant girl.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he heard the news about it from a little child. And he went to go seek him. Absolutely. And so when people, out of desperation, this man had approached Jesus out of that desperation. Having exhausted all other efforts to find a cure for his son. His faith was not in Jesus as a person, but in the power he believed Jesus could wield to heal his dying son. It was not until after the miracle that his faith moved beyond desperation. Because notice the progression here, all right? He believed in the power of Jesus, so he exhausted all of our efforts. He finds Jesus, talks to him, and Jesus has a small little short conversation with him, and he says, go, your son heals. So we see the growth of his faith when it says that he what? What does it say?
He lives?
Well, no.
Oh.
Verse 50. Go, your son will live. The man what? Believe the word. All right. So now we see some growth here. And then, when he's on his way home, the servants ran out and met him down the road. At the 7th hour, the fever had left his son. And the father knew that this was the hour when Jesus had said to him, your son will live. And he himself what? Believed, and all his household. Now, he believes in the person, Jesus. See, at one time, before his son was healed, he believed about Jesus. But now, after, he believes in Jesus. There's a big difference, folks.
He may not have even known if his son was going to be healed or not.
Well, it says that he believed his word. That it
I mean,
would.
at the beginning when he first was going to Jesus.
Yeah, at the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
And then so we see like his faith growing here. We see a progression of his faith growing. And the fact of the matter is that there's still people out there today who are like that. They believe about Jesus, but they don't necessarily believe in him. They don't. I mean, I was watching this very fascinating documentary that was produced years ago, and it was about the time of Moses and looking at the time frame of when it happened and whatnot. So, I mean, it's a very fascinating. I can't remember the name of it, but this was a while back when I watched it. But the guy that was actually searching for answers to the questions, he had hired a very well-known conservative scholar. And believe it or not, this scholar knows so much about the Bible. But guess what? He's agnostic. I mean, the things that he was saying and teaching in this documentary would have blown your mind. You would think that this guy was a believer.
How could he not be?
Exactly! I'm sitting there looking at all the facts and all the evidence right there in front of you, and I'm just like, dude, how can you not believe? How are you agnostic? But there are still people out there today. And he, in his interview, I mean, this documentary, he was even stating that, like, he believed in the existence of Jesus. He believed that he was the Son of God. He believed that he was raised and everything, but he's agnostic. What? How can that happen?
Hard heart.
Hard heart. Yeah. The man, very smart, very knowledgeable.
See, when
Too
you
smart
say
for his own
that, I
good.
don't think they're too smart.
That's what I just said. Yeah, too smart for his own good.
Oh.
Yeah. But he was too smart for his own good. Man. But anyways, there's still people like that today. I mean, they believe about Jesus. I mean, they hear and they learn about all the things that Jesus has done, but they never put it to action. They never actually truly get to that point where they believe in Jesus and have that full, complete trust in him.
Just think about people watching us, that they aren't believers, but they're seeing our faith, our fellowship, and then maybe in their mind, I would like that, but
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Mm.
I don't see the evidence. I'm not convinced,
Yeah.
but I kind of like to have that.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be neat?
That would be very neat. And when we meet those kinds of individuals, who's responsible?
Us.
Us. Us. We're responsible. We're responsible to show them the evidence. We're responsible to show them the proof, to show them the facts, to show them that the existence of God is real, and that this fellowship that you're seeing, it's real. That this fellowship that you're seeing right now, this is a taste of what heaven's going to be like.
We just got to give them time.
I know. Patience.
Prepared to go to El Salvador, I was asking if they need Spanish Bibles, and they've taken them, but Raul said one of the ladies' workers, servants, wasn't quite a believer, wasn't attending, but she's asked for a Bible.
Mm.
So she's wanting to learn in her way and at the speed that she wants to do it.
There you go. And that's
At
fine.
least she's, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Man, that's excellent. See, there's people out there that are like that. They're still searching for answers. They're still searching for truth. There's people out there that are still searching for the answer to their problems, to their spiritual illness. Yes, there's people out there that are still looking for it, and we got to be the ones to share that with them. You got to be the ones to do it. Now,
can I bring up something?
Go ahead.
In verse 48.
absolutely.
Except you see the signs and wonders, you will not believe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for someone to believe only by hearing the words and not seeing the miracles?
Oh, I'm going to get to that. Don't worry. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, chapter
taking
20.
it, well, there's got to be an explanation. Just taking the word right there by itself, you think, Well, they need to see the miracles.
Mhm.
But you go back to chapter 20, verse 28, you see some things. If you got it, I'll leave it up.
Yeah. No, you're good. No, you're all right. That's good. But now we're going to get there. We are going to get there because looking back, okay, unless you people see signs and wonders, you simply will not believe. Again, even though that's the official's faith in Jesus' power, which motivated him to seek out Jesus, was commendable, Jesus responded to it with a strong rebuke. And it's not necessarily directed towards him. Because again, you people. I mean, he's referring to like everybody in general in that area. I mean, he's like, I mean, what else do you need? What else do you need? I mean, you have the testimonies of all these witnesses that are telling you all about it. I mean, well, wait a minute, hold on, what about us? Yeah. How do we believe and have faith? The Bible. We have to weigh it in on the testimony of the witnesses, and I'll get into that and jumping ahead, but I'll get into that here.
Blessed are those that see or that believe without seeing.
That's right. Chapter 20, yes, chapter 20, verse 30 and 31. I mean, we're going to make that connection. We are going to make that connection here. But the subject of the nature of faith was not something that the royal official was interested in discussing here. All right, he wanted Jesus to heal his son. So he said, sir, come down before my child dies. Now, unlike the centurion's plea, the official's call for immediate action underscored at least two assumptions on his part. One, that Jesus must be present in order to heal, and two, that Jesus had no power to raise the dead. Think about that. So one should not fault this man's faith too much. Too much. The belief of others, such as Mary and Martha, they had the same two flaws. Chapter 11, verse 21, verse 22, and 32 and 39. Of John's gospel. And so Jesus' response saying, go, your son lives, must have been a complete surprise to the official. All right? So now, put yourself in his position. Okay? Now, you heard about this, all the power that he's doing, okay? And so he's urging Jesus to, hey, come, I need you to come with me right now. So that kind of implies saying that he does not necessarily believe that Jesus does not have to be present. And also, the urgency behind it is that, look, if my son dies, that's it. And so he doesn't believe that Jesus can raise the dead. All right? Now, put yourself in that shoes right there. Sandals. And Jesus then just says to you, well, go, your son lives. What would your response be?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with ourselves. I mean, if it was Arthur or Nehemiah, and I'm thinking like,
Scared.
yeah, I'd be scared. I'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
I'd be like, you trying to get
Yeah,
rid
you
of?
say, go, your son lives. Yeah, go, come with me. You grab him by the hand. You're like, we would all be like that. Let's be honest with ourselves. So we can't be too harsh on this nobleman's faith right now. We can't be too harsh on him, all right?
Because my version said he was begging them to come.
Oh, yeah, where it says that he was imploring him, that is in the Greek imperfect tense, which, in other words, it means that it's continuous past action. So, in the past, he was imploring him to come, and in the present, he's still imploring him to come. Yes. So, that is to express or to emphasize begging him to come. Yeah, he wouldn't stop. And so, Jesus just tells him the simple words, go, your son lives. I'm sure it would have been a surprise to him to hear those words. But he had been urging Jesus to go to Capernaum, apparently thinking that his presence was necessary for him to perform a miracle and effect a cure. So Jesus' words were a challenge to the man's faith.
Another.
Do you believe my word?
And
Do you
he
trust me?
still doubled it when he got home to see what hour that had happened.
He might have asked
Yes.
that. He might have asked that question about what hour, to confirm it to himself that it was Jesus that did it.
Yes.
Or it was either Jesus that did it, or maybe his son just got better on his own.
Use that word confirm. I think that's appropriate. I mean, it was confirmation. Confirmation of his faith, yeah.
Is this the first instance that we have of Jesus doing that?
So
Telling someone to go away their loved one has been killed?
I mean, chronologically speaking, to the life of Christ?
Yeah.
I think so far, yeah, this is the first one. Yeah, chronologically speaking.
So, I mean, this wouldn't have been something that they'd even heard about happening somewhere else,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So all this is new to them.
yes. That's another good point.
So they don't know Jesus' abilities
Yeah,
completely.
that's right. And so then again, that really serves the point that, I mean, his challenging his faith by saying, go, your son lives, is a big challenge for his faith. Do you believe and trust my word? And I think that is a powerful lesson for us. When Jesus tells you, go, make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things that I've commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Do we believe that? Do we believe it when he says, I'm with you?
Well, in verse 50, when he tells him to go, that his son lives, it says, and the man believed the word that Jesus had spoken and went his way.
Yes.
So by that point, he surely had started believing, or he wouldn't have left.
Exactly. It's his growth in faith. Yes. And so his faith got to a point where it was like, okay, I just heard things about you, but now my faith has increased to the point of I'm going to believe your word. Yes, I'm going to believe your word. And then he goes, and then sure enough, when it confirms it, when he gets home and confirms that his son was healed, then it says that he and his whole family believed. His whole household believed. So now he
It
believes
says that even
in
before he
Jesus.
got home though.
What's that?
It says that before he even got home. When he met his servants on the way.
Yeah.
Now, I know when he got home, saw his boy alive, he believed even more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't indicate he's at home yet.
Yeah.
Until, all his household.
Yeah.
Believe.
Yeah. Yes, it'll be at the
So
end of
is
verse
that 3
53.
times it means that he believed?
3
The
times.
time
Yeah.
Jesus told go,
Yeah.
he believed.
Yeah.
At the announcement of the servants, he lived, he believed.
Believed. Yes.
And when he got home, he believed.
He believed.
Well,
Yes.
think about our own growth and how much more we believe every time we read Jesus' words.
That's right.
And
That's right. I mean, when we believe that he's going to hear our prayers and answer them, and then months later he answers them, what does that do to your faith? What does that do to your belief? It strengthens it. Yes, absolutely. Strengthens it. And Braden, I know that you've been on a long journey, brother. A long journey.
yeah, I keep praying for shorter sermons, but that never happens.
You're going to need a lot of faith in that. But yeah, I mean, just seeing how you were months back. I mean, many probably thought that you weren't going to make it, brother. And yet, seeing where you are now and seeing how much you're moving around and able to get around, I mean, you're getting stronger each and every day. I can see that, and I believe it. But yet, when we look at Jesus and God and Him answering our question or answering our prayers, oh yes, that strengthens our faith. That strengthens our faith. And hopefully your faith has been strengthened, brother. Hopefully it has. Now,
and it can still grow.
that's right. I mean, that's the thing is that, we never stop growing. I mean, we never stop growing. I mean, our faith is not going to reach its full maximum until we're in heaven, honestly. Until we're in heaven and we see Jesus face to face.
Cory,
Yes.
I have people actually ask, well, it's not like you can hear him, so how do you really know he's answering? I say, you know.
Oh yeah.
You will know when he's answered your prayer.
You will.
And it's such a great feeling, because it's like, oh, but they think it's gonna be answered right then.
No.
You gotta give it some time,
Yes,
and
you
then
do.
they're like,
But it's rarely ever answered the way you thought it should be
yeah.
answered.
Exactly.
It's what's so amazing.
Because
Yeah.
he knows how to
It,
answer.
it ends up being something totally different, but worked perfectly.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that's what always is amazing to me.
It is, and it's normally like, when we, like you said, we pray, and this is the answer that we expect, and it's normally almost the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, we're praying for a girl.
We don't.
I have
know
a
what's
feeling,
best for
I have a
us.
feeling, knowing God's, how he works and everything, he's gonna give me the opposite. He's gonna say, now you need 3 boys. Yeah, I need 3 more preachers. Yeah. Who
We
knows?
never
Yeah.
know what's best for us, but God does.
Yes, he does. Amen. Yes, he does. All right, so now here's what's interesting, okay? Looking at verses 51 through 53, only got a few minutes left here. It says that while the official was going down from Canaan to Capernaum, his slaves or servants met him with the good news that his son was living. Naturally, he inquired of his servants as to what time his son had begun to get better. Now, the timing of the sudden healing had been yesterday at the 7th hour. That's what the text says. Yesterday at the 7th hour. So if John was using Jewish reckoning or Jewish time, it would have been 1:00 p.m. But if this were the case, the official would surely have returned home the same day, since Capernaum is only about 17 miles from Canaan. Therefore, it is argued by some that John used the Roman system, putting the time at 7:00 p.m. If the official made contact with Jesus at this time, he could be expected to delay his return home until the next day. So if John was using Jewish time, it might be suggested that the faith and trust the official put in Jesus' word had relieved his anxiety about his son's illness. So perhaps he was so confident that Jesus had healed his son that he was in no rush to return home and probably was able to complete some other businesses or transactions. I don't know, that's just speculation right there. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Because I kind of wondered that myself. Like, wait a minute, hold on. There's servant said it was yesterday? What are they doing?
Well, he slept.
Yeah, he slept, basically.
He slept.
He slept
didn't
there.
walk all night long. He slept.
And that's
then
the point.
He got home the next day.
And that's the point here is that he slept, okay? But if it's your son, though,
But he
I mean,
had
you would want to get back as soon as
faith.
possible,
I
right?
think you would go straight home.
You think you would go straight
Yeah.
home?
Well,
Yeah,
he
but
couldn't heal him.
I know you couldn't heal him, but that's the point I'm trying to get here.
You
Is that
still
it's his
have
faith
to
and
know.
trust in the word of Jesus.
Yeah.
His faith and trust in Jesus' word. That is where it
He was able
boiled
to
down.
sleep.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, yeah, I can probably calm down, I can sleep, and then I'll finish, getting home
That would
tomorrow.
be hard,
Yes.
though.
That would be hard to go to sleep.
No.
I know. See, this is just what amazes me about this miracle right here is just his faith. I mean, how strong his faith was. I mean, it started off by believing about Jesus, and then look how quickly it grew into believing in Jesus. Man, it blows my mind.
Well, when they told him his son lives, can you imagine?
Oh,
I mean, that just kind of confirmed it.
yes, it did confirm
Even though
it.
he did have faith, he was like, oh.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. And so the statement of the time by the servants coincided with the exact time when Jesus had told the official, "Your son lives." So the words of the servants engendered more faith in the heart of the official, and I would even say, like, even in the hearts of his whole household as well. So a progression of faith can be seen in the official. And so to summarize up, here would be like the spiritual message. Okay, remember the sign. Miraculous event designed to teach a spiritual message. Here's that spiritual message. The nobleman first believed in the power of Jesus, then in the adequacy of his word, and finally on the Lord himself. Before he believed about Jesus, now he believed in Jesus. I'd say that's the spiritual message behind that sign. Now, another interesting fact or lesson is that when the official arrived home, his faith was confirmed by what he actually saw. Because eventually he had to get home, right? Okay, see, I was trying to save this to the end now. Eventually he had to get home and see it for himself, and it confirmed. His son's fever had left him, or illness, whatever illness it was, it had left him in the very same hour in which Jesus had made his pronouncement of healing. And we cannot witness the healing of the official's son. We cannot witness the healing of the blind man. We cannot witness the resurrection of Lazarus. We cannot even witness the resurrection of Jesus himself. We weren't there to see with our own eyes. Ours is to weigh the testimony of the witnesses along with the facts of history and belief. Peter said of Jesus, whom not having seen, you love, in whom believing, though you do not now see him, you rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 8. So like the official who believed and obeyed Jesus' word, our faith will one day be confirmed by sight when Jesus comes. Man, that's powerful. That blows my mind. Remember, blessed are the ones who have not seen, yet believe. Will our faith be turned into sight one day? Yes, it will. And that will be our confirmation. Man, good stuff. Any thoughts, questions, confusions? It's good stuff. All right. Well, hey, I want to encourage everybody, continue on taking good notes. And I'd say go ahead and study ahead. Study ahead in the next section. Keep taking more notes. All right? Proud of each and every one of you. We're dismissed.